Hey everyone, how are you doing? You have Mike here. I've been looking at a solution of how we could possibly turn this corner into something a lot better looking. And we were reached out by a company, Senzeal. So they actually have a couple of different lights, and I actually do have a couple other lights from this company as well. But they make some beautiful little lights and beautiful little glass landscaping jars. And they also do have a whole bunch of aquascaping stuff as well, glass lily pipes, all different kinds of stuff if you want to go check out their website. But we're going to use this stuff here in a video. Like I said, it worked out just perfect timing because I was really trying to figure out what we're going to do. So I have a couple of ideas of how we're going to aquascape this tank. So I kind of want to get started because I'm pretty excited. I haven't set up a tank in a little while, so I'm pretty stoked about doing that. Now, I'm not going to put any fish in this tank. This is just going to be a plant-only tank, but I am going to put some aquatic plants in it. So, yeah. Alright guys, so we pretty much have got most of our fluoride in there, what we're going to put in here anyway. If you're going to add fluoride, this other rock just kind of blends into it. It kind of look more natural that way if we have some little boulders around some of these smaller ones. And we're trying to mimic nature in this tank as much as possible anyway. So I don't have any plans on putting any fish in this, but if you wanted to set up a nice little beta tank, if I were to put a little pump in here, I would be able to have a nice little beta tank with this. Now, what I would like to do is probably go get a couple of different plants now and kind of experiment, see what we can come up with for plants and how we'd actually plant this stuff. Alright guys, so I have went and raided some of my other fish tanks. And we have got some plants. Now I went and picked up a whole bunch of different types of grasses. We have quite a bit of the grasses. I have some Starge and Repens, which this stuff here was kind of hiding in low light. So I'm going to plant this and it's going to look nice up in here. Hopefully the Starge and Repens here will lighten back up once it gets in access to some light. Then I've got some Trident Java Fern. That's what this here is. And this is another beautiful little plant. This is going to stick onto our Yoko Stone, or our Dragon Stone, is what you would call it. So I'm going to start planting this stuff. What I'm going to do is actually just give this a little spray first. And I'm actually just going to attach this stuff here, like I said, to the Yoko Stone, because I think that will look really nice. And I might have to actually just lift up the rock and tuck it underneath. That's what I was thinking. I think that looks pretty sharp. Alright. So next what I'm going to do is going to put my Starge and Repens here. I think I'm going to put some of this just at the edge of my rocks. So I think that'll look really neat down in there. Now this here is the also a piece of narrow leaf Java Fern. You can see this here on the camera good. I'm going to put this off in this corner and kind of tuck it here. So here we have some crypts. I have a couple of small crypts. Some cryptocorn. I'm not sure which one this actually is, but this is one of the smaller ones that I have. So hopefully I can plant this without much issue. Actually, I think I'm just going to snip off a little bit of the roots here. Let's see if we can't just kind of come in on an angle. So for my grasses, I'm just going to plant them along the front. Now we can't forget the Hydrocotyl Tripartia SP Japan. This is one of Sierra's favorite because it's little four-leaf clovers. So we have to put this in here. And I think we'll probably be able to get away with just kind of putting it into the Dragon Stone. Alright, so I also did have this piece of Anubias Nana. So I think I'm going to put the Anubias Nana right in here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get to some of these grasses. Alright guys, so we got most of our plants in here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to unstrap this cord and we're going to plug it in so we can probably get a little bit better view, because I'm not sure how well of a view you guys are getting right now on camera. So here is a nice plant that I was given a couple of months ago, and it was doing really good, but I accidentally let it dry out. So what we need to do here with this plant is kind of bring it back a little bit. So I got this nice light, and I think this is going to look awesome if we kind of put this right like this, guys. I don't know if you can see all that. I want to give you a further back zoomed out shot here in a second. There you go. So you can see how it's kind of over the tank like that. I'm going to move this out of the way. And now we can see that we kind of have the idea what we're going for. Now, I have some pothos and another plant that I would like to stick up in this bowl up here. So in this little dish, and I think it's going to work really well. So I just want to spray this down because, as you know, guys, suction cups, if you get them wet, they will work a lot better. All right, so what I would like to do with this bowl here is I would actually like to put some of these plants in it. Now, I got this one here from a family member who had passed this on to us, and I really appreciated that, so I wanted to keep it alive. And put it into a nice little tank like this. It would look really good. So I was thinking that this bowl would work great for my pothos and this other plant, which I'm not quite sure the name of, but I imagine hopefully some of you guys might know and be able to help me out and tell me what it is. So this here, I planned on kind of sitting like this, and we were going to put this right like this, guys. Now another really cool thing too is that I actually get two of these in the box, so I'm going to be able to put one of these into my other aquariums. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put this into the 75 or the 35 gallon planted tank yet, but one of the two is going to get one of these. So we're going to do something really cool, a little micro aquarium inside of aquarium, and it just looks really neat. So that's what we're going to do. So I think I'm just going to plant just a couple more pieces of grass, and then we're going to get this filled up with water. Alright guys, I think this tank turned out pretty awesome. So what I want to do now is take a little bit closer look at the light. So I did notice here that it does get a little bit warm. So I have my thermometer gun. Temperature gun here. We're going to take a reading off the top, and we're also going to do a par reading on it because I'm kind of interested to see how much usable light this is actually giving off for my plants. So it looks like on top I'm getting 55.7 degrees Celsius and 131.3 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is still well within range of LEDs, so they're not going to be burning out. And the plastic is a little bit warm, but this has been running all day, and it's still not enough to do any damage. So I don't think it's going to you're going to have any problem with it melting or anything like that. One thing that I did want to note is the power cord is definitely not waterproof, so you want to keep your cords high and dry with this, just to be safe, because you can see here it basically comes right apart. So definitely something you want to note. If this gets wet, as you just seen how easy that was to come off, you will probably burn out your light. So you want to be cautious with that. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do here is we're actually going to test the par. So I've got my Apogee meter out here, and we're going to set it on. This would be so much easier with my stick. Okay. Alright, so here, this took a lot of messing around, but I finally got it straight up. It looks like we're getting 66 off the bottom. I believe this tank is probably, what, about 8 inches tall? I'm not sure. We'll get pull out a measuring tape. But at substrate level, I'm getting a par of 65, which is right under the surface. It looks to be about 90-ish above the surface, 160. So that's actually quite a bit of light coming out of a $20 planted tank light. That's what you got to remember with this. This is only a $20 light. This isn't you know, an expensive high-end light. You get what you pay for, but that's some pretty decent par coming out of a little light, so I'm not going to complain about that at all. So yeah, for the technical stuff, guys, that's pretty much it. We want to check the wattage that's coming out of it. So for that, I have it connected to a smart switch, and it's pulling 11 watts. So it's supposed to be a 15-watt light. It's pulling 11. So I do believe that if it was really, really hot, it would pull a little bit more, because the hotter LEDs get, the less efficient they run. So maybe that's why they got it up to that. But anyway, 12 watts is pulling out a lot of light. It looks really nice here in the living room, and I'm kind of happy with it. If anything happens with it, we'll be sure to let you guys all know. But yeah, I would thank everybody for watching. Hope you guys all enjoyed, and just have yourself a great day.